prepare yourself.
The leader of one of the most terrifying enemies in the Mario series, King Boo. Not much is known about this ruthless leader, but nobody can deny how dangerous he is. He made his very first appearance in the very first Luigi's Mansion game, a game where Luigi wins a mansion despite not entering anything. After Mario decides to go investigate this mysterious mansion, he ends up going missing, and Luigi decides to try to find out where his brother went, only to realize that the entire mansion is surrounded by ghosts. Luckily, Luigi is not alone. With the help of a professor known as Professor Elvin Gadd, he ends up making a device able to suck up ghosts, and Luigi has to get rid of every ghost in this mansion. Later on, he finds out that the leader behind all this, King Boo, has trapped his brother inside a painting. His plan was to bring Luigi to this mansion so he could end up completing his painting collection. But he ended up losing to Luigi instead. He didn't just lose once, he lost 3 times. Even still, he has a very good chance of winning today since he is joining our What If roster. So getting right into things, I could see him being a very heavy character. Not quite as heavy as Bowser, given that he has no body because... Wait a second. How is he able to attack then if he's got no body? And despite him being able to fly in his games, he would only have 2 jumps and he would not be able to do anything else. But now let's go ahead and get into his alternate color schemes. As some of you may already know, there are actually 2 different designs for King Boo. We got the one used in the Luigi's Mansion series, and we got the one commonly used in the Mario spin-off series, mostly Mario Party and Mario Kart. So what design am I going to be going with? Well, to be honest, I think they both work well for Smash. The rest of the color schemes could all just reference all the different species of Boo that we see throughout the Mario series. The first color scheme has King Boo covered entirely in blue, in reference towards the blue ghost from Luigi's Mansion 3. The next color scheme has King Boo in an entirely yellow color. This could reference both the gold ghost from Luigi's Mansion 1, as well as the golden Boos from the new Super Mario Bros. 2 game. The next color scheme has King Boo turn entirely green. And no, this is not a reference towards Slimer the Ghost from Ghostbusters, this is a reference towards Lady Bo from the Paper Mario game. The next color scheme has King Boo turn entirely pink, in reference towards the red Boos. The next color scheme gives King Boo yellow fangs, yellow eyes, and a yellow crown, in reference towards the Bomb Boos from Super Mario Galaxy. And the final color scheme has King Boo turn entirely purple, which references the ghost Vivian from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. But now, let's go ahead and dive into his neutral attacks. Now, to a lot of people, coming up with a moveset for King Boo might be a little bit challenging, and normally it would be. Luckily, Piranha Plant had the answer. In Super Smash Bros., Piranha Plant has different abilities based on different species of Piranha Plants, and that'll be the philosophy for this moveset. King Boo will pull abilities and traits from different species of Boo. Although for his neutral jab, he'll just do 2 punches forward, very similar to his animation used in Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. For his side tilt, he'll use his tongue to attack, and actually references the animation used at the intro of Luigi's Mansion 3. For the down tilt, he'll basically just use Bowser Jr.'s down tilt. He'll lick the ground twice. Unlike Bowser Jr., King Boo's will actually double in range, but will be a little bit slower as a result. But it still has a lot more power. For his up tilt, King Boo will electrocute his crown. A little known fact about King Boo's crown, it actually has a powerful crystal, able to produce lightning if needed, and he'll be using just a little bit of that electricity here in Super Smash Bros. By now, moving on to his smash attack. For his forward smash, he'd hide his face, turn slightly invisible, and then immediately do a massive scream towards the player. This move is mostly a Smash original, but King Boo hiding his face is a reference towards what the Boos typically do in the Mario series when you look at him. If you look at him, They end up hiding their face as if they can't see you. For the down smash, King Boo rises up slowly and then immediately launches himself down to the ground. This move comes from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. However, this one has a unique twist to it. If you're underneath King Boo, you will immediately be buried. Also, the stage will slightly warp, being able to knock down opponents if they happen to be too close. For the up smash, King Boo immediately brings out a massive beam of lightning and shoots it straight upwards. Now this one is kind of a Smash original, but the lightning beam does reference Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon once again. Now moving on to the aerial attacks, the neutral air will have King Boo bring out a Boo Buddy formation, and the Boo Buddy formation immediately rotates around King Boo. The Boo Buddy formation was a type of formation that the Boos have in Super Mario World. They basically just circle around in a big pattern. The forward aerial has King Boo immediately bring out his long tongue and then stretch it from high to low, which once again comes from Luigi's Mansion 3. The back air will be like the side tilt, but this time he shoots it on his back. The up air will be a whip base attack, and the down air will basically be a downward swing attack. But where King Boo shows his true power is in his special moves. For King Boo's neutral special, he'll shoot out a blue fireball. This is a weird type of projectile, as it actually bounces off of walls. But if you hold down the special button, he'll inhale the fireballs that are currently out, and then immediately shoot out a massive one. This is an attack he used in Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. However, there is going to be another thing you need to look out for with this move. The inhaling part only inhales his fireballs. It doesn't inhale items or projectiles or even players for that matter. For the side special, King Boo throws a huge spiky ball. If it hits a player or even the ground, it'll explode on impact. But if items are turned on, 2 bob-ombs will show up on the battlefield. The Spiky Ball made its first appearance in Luigi's Mansion 3. However, the bob-ombs are really a Smash original. However, it also does reference the ability that the Spiky Ball does have in Luigi's Mansion 3. When hitting the ground, it immediately explodes and then produces tiny bombs in the same manner. Also, if you hold down the special button, you can slightly aim it up or down. For the up special, it's a teleport. But to make this up special way more interesting, I decided to give him the ability to duplicate himself. After King Boo teleports, a clone will be made in the spot that he was teleporting from. And here's the most interesting thing about this move. This duplicate is immune to any damage. However, despite that, there is a massive disadvantage towards this move. This duplicate is only able to use regular attacks. No aerials, no specials, that's it. Also, this duplicate cannot move. And the duplicate will immediately disappear if King Boo's attacked in the air, or King Boo lands back on the stage, or King Boo gets KO'd. For the down special, King Boo hides his face, and turns slightly invisible as a result. This is not the only feature this move has though. You see, he's able to reduce each damage taken in half, very similar to Joker's down special. However, there's also something else that's unique about this down special. You see, there's actually a gauge right near King Boo's health icon. If it fills up all the way, if too much damage is done with this special, he will then immediately bring out a massive painting. This painting is able to capture opponents. It acts as both a grab as well as a bury type move. The character will immediately get set into the painting. This references King Boo's obsession with capturing the Mario Brothers in paintings. While he's never successful, he is still able to bring out almost any painting he wants. Also, if somebody has over 100% damage while this move is presented, that player will immediately get KO'd. And then the painting will just immediately disappear before King Boo grabs another one. If you thought that down special was terrifying, just wait till you see the final smash. King Boo's final smash is called Ultimate Painting. For this final smash, King Boo electrocutes his crown and immediately has a massive electric shockwave around himself. Anybody caught within the shockwave will be set into a cinematic final smash. King Boo will immediately start growing his painting. But this time, he grows it to the size of a hotel and immediately slams it down, ending the cinematic. Any foe caught within this that had over 100% damage will be KO'd. This references the final phase of King Boo's boss fight in Luigi's Mansion 3. The stage is the last resort from Luigi's Mansion 3. Now this stage will work a lot like the new Donk City stage in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where it'll always start off on the outside and keep going all the way up from one floor to another. However, this will also be a combination of the Luigi's Mansion stage, as it would actually have you go inside the hotel. However, the match will always start off on the outside of the building, but then it'll go inside the lobby, and then it'll go to a random floor. Now sometimes ghosts would be visible in the background, sometimes either cheering you on or booing at you. There would also be occasional cameos by Professor Egad, and maybe even some of the boss ghosts that we see in Luigi's Mansion 3. Surprisingly, Super Smash Bros. Is lacking in Luigi's Mansion music, and thank goodness Luigi's Mansion 3 came out, as that had a lot of songs to choose from. So I decided to go with a lot of songs from Luigi's Mansion 3. In total, there would be 16 songs overall, 11 of which would be remixed. Most of these songs come from Luigi's Mansion 3, as that game had a ton of songs that could work well for Super Smash Bros. And that would be if King Boo joined Super Smash Bros. I know, it's a bit of an odd character, and while I personally love the Luigi's Mansion series and would love to get a character that represents those games in Smash, I honestly think he's not the most likely next Mario character. There are plenty of others I would consider more than King Boo, but he would still be a nice character for the Smash roster. But if you have a fighter request, let me know down below, and I may make a video on that specific character you request. Also, while you're at it, wanna hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with any new Smash videos, as well as just gaming news in general that I put out on YouTube. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.